Learning a lot? Okay. So our next speakers, you get to see a different side of our host this afternoon. So I want to welcome, big round of applause for, of course, Mr. Rey Perez, and our digital marketing specialist, Mr. Gary Steven Arias.
Thank you, Mr. David Octavio Gandel. Always a pleasure having you here, hosting us. The host is the host. I like that.
Host with the most.
Cool.
All right, so next what we're going to be talking about is creating your social media marketing content. And the reason Gary's here with me is because that's what he specializes with. I'm sure you've seen him with his camera, his iPhone, his tripods, his Osmos, his Mevos, and Schmozmos, and all the momos, right? And the reason he has all that stuff, it's because it's to create social media marketing content. And the reason social media marketing content is so important is because it validates and backs up what your personal brand says you are and what you do for them. Now, I personally do not believe or have experienced social media producing a lot of revenue for me. What I mean by that is by posting and being active on social media, I'm not seeing a lot of sales and I'm not seeing a sustainable business. Now, obviously, if you're advertising and you're doing paid traffic on social media, that's a different conversation. That's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about organically putting your posts, doing your lives, doing all that kind of stuff that you see. I don't believe that actually makes you any real money. Has gotten me some gigs, has gotten me some clients, but it's not a sustainable way to do business. But what I do firmly believe is that it backs up everything I do in the real world. Because when I meet someone at an event, I meet someone face to face, or I connect with someone, I leverage the social media and all the content that's on there for them to be able to build more of a relationship and a connection with me. And that does directly help me close more and make more sales. Does that make sense? Yeah. So with that being said, my philosophy is you must be constantly active on social media. All the time, every day, the more active, the better, because the more relevant and the more people's faces are, right? So out of sight, out of mind. When in front of you is always top of mind. You want to be top of mind for as many people as you possibly can. That's to grow your exposure. But I also believe that you should not spend too much time on social media. So what we're going to talk about today, and what Gary's going to help share with you, is how do you create a lot of amazing marketing content in a very short amount of time, not interrupting what you do on a daily basis already, but so you can be active every single day on all the different platforms you have, but only spend 4 hours a month to do that. Okay? So first we're going to kick off in kind of talking about what is social media marketing content. Turn it over to Gary.
Okay, so the first thing, to me, social media marketing is all about showcasing your life, right? So showcasing what is it that you do. For example, I'm going to use one of the most powerful social media influencers in the world, which are women, right? Women with more product on social media than anybody in the world, right? Because they're always working out.
Charlie, can we take down his bass just a little bit? Just his bass a little bit.
Okay. So it's hard to compete with a woman that takes 500 selfies a day, right? It's very hard to, especially if you're a man. But what happens, but these are the biggest influential people today. So my question to you is, who here is actively every single day creating some type of content? Anybody? Raise your hand if you feel that every day you're creating content. Okay. This is not very good, because I only have out of 12, only have 3 people raise their hand. So to me, social media marketing is showcasing to the world what it is that you do. And it's about doing it every single day. I have Rey Perez, we've been doing this about 10 years. I have, no lie, I'm not going to make this up, I have thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures of Rey doing, he doesn't even know that I'm taking pictures. He's in the car, I'm taking pictures. He's having lunch, and I'm like his personal social media ninja, if you will. Now, if you don't have the luxury of having your own personal social media ninja like me, where I'm constantly taking pictures of you, right? That's okay. We all have friends and family, and you have to constantly be aware that there is an ROI when it comes to content. It's just you won't see it right away, but I guarantee you that if I was to follow you, my friend, what's your industry? coaching, I cannot guarantee, but I can almost guarantee that if I was to follow you every single day and capture your life with the meetings and the coffees and the breakfast and all of this stuff, if I was just to sit there and be the fly on the wall, I can't guarantee, but I could almost guarantee that you will get lots of likes, lots of engagement, because the outside world is going to say, Baron, what's going on? What is this? Like, who is filming all of this? So I encourage you guys to encourage your friends and peers to help you document your life, because that is social media marketing, is documenting your life.
Now, with that being said, something happened, I guess, yesterday or this morning, and Tasha actually texted me in the morning. And do you mind if I share this? Is it okay?
Oh, please do.
So,
I actually shared it. I actually got it last night, but I put it on schedule to text and send it to you this
So
morning.
she messages me. So my friend Brian Smith, founder of Uggs Boots. Ladies, you guys know what Uggs? Guys, you know what Uggs?
Uggs, yeah.
Hardly ever comments on anything on social media until he saw my branding picture, laughing out loud. And then she sends me the actual thing, and the guy says, great post, super professional, hope you're doing great.
Amen.
Yeah. And this,
Give it up. In the house.
very successful individual commenting on what she's doing. And that just goes to show you that people are watching. They are paying attention. And when you put out quality content, they will engage. And when you shift the way that people see you, all of a sudden it's like a red Ferrari just passed by and everybody's looking at it. And that is the whole idea with the brand. But now that you're getting the attention, you're getting the likes, you're getting the comments, you're getting the engagement, what do we do with that? How do we start turning that into a way that can potentially be monetizing you down the road? Because even though it feels great to be noticed and to be loved, we can't cash our likes in the bank. Okay? So before we get into how to technically monetize on it, what we want to start discussing is how do we create more of the content? And in your marketing action plan, as you scroll down, one of the first things I think that we talk about is the credibility banner. Is that the next step? Anybody who's on personalbrandmap.com? That's the next one, is the credibility banner, right? So Gary is going to demonstrate. David, can you please bring me this credibility banner and just put it right behind us? So every single person here has their design for the credibility banner. You might have not printed it yet, which is totally fine. Make sure you get with Cheryl and you get it printed right away. Because if you don't take advantage, yes, put that right here, of having one of these banners, you are missing out the boat. Because this is what helps you create the awesome content that's going to get these comments and the engagement. All right? So Gary, you want to talk about all the different uses that this banner is used for?
Yes. 4 ways to create amazing content. Number 1, use your social media signs, right? Use the credibility banners, interviews, and vlogging. The credibility banner can be used for all 4. And I can give you an example if you guys want a demonstration. No demonstration?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
So, I don't know if you guys can see all these tools over here, cameras and needles, and you don't need that. Right here all day.
There you go.
We have like a $7,000 camera, and it's fantastic. You can do a lot of advanced cinematic stuff, but at the end of the day, when it comes to social media, this is all you need. iPhone 6, 6S, 7, 7S, 8, 8 Plus works. So you go to your camera. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a nice picture. Okay. Now let's take a before and after. So stand over here. Okay. Take a picture of Ray in the view. Okay. If I show it to you, does it impress you? Okay. Good-looking guy, right? Okay. Now we take it in the banner, and it's a whole completely different message now. I come right here, I take a picture, and you can see the before and after.
Wow.
It's completely night and difference.
That is fantastic.
And the reason it's night and day is because it's brand exposure, right? Having a picture of a customer and having a picture of a customer with you right behind them is a night and day difference. So it's not as valuable on social media without the visual component. And now that was just a photo. What if we were going to do a video? What if we're going to do a testimonial? Do you think the testimonial with the beautiful background of Miami scenery is as valuable as a testimonial with the person's picture, name, and expert title right behind when the person's talking about them? Because the person who doesn't know you, as they're giving that testimonial, everything they're saying, they're connecting with the brand. And it's not just the face. The reason the name and the expert title is there is because the image itself doesn't give the credibility. It's the expert title that gives the credibility, that makes people say, maybe I can benefit from this person. Maybe I can actually get some value out of this person. So all these little pieces of the puzzle are important because you are inserting, it's like product placement. That's the best example I guess I can give. It's like putting the Coca-Cola can right there in the shot. It's literally what you're doing. You have to learn how to product place yourself into every single piece of marketing content. And don't ever think it's like, oh, this is too much, or this ego. Trust me. Have you guys ever felt that you saw a movie star's poster and you're like, oh, this is too much ego? Have you ever seen Tony Robbins' banner and said, oh my God, this guy's too much about himself? Nobody thinks the way that you think about yourself. So don't worry about it. It might feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but trust me, eventually you start building this celebrity type status in your space. And they're like, oh my God, you're so-and-so. And this has really started happening to me in the last couple months where I go to events and people already know who I am, or they've already heard about me. Especially now because I've been on a tour, international speaking tour for over my second year. So I'm coming back to cities from the previous year. People already know me, or they know me online because of the connections. I've only been doing this personal branding for 2.5 years. And I'm starting to be known. Here's the bottom line. Time is going to pass no matter what you do. So if you start doing the steps now, 2 years, 3 years from now, all of a sudden, it's a go. All right?
Can I add to that? Let me add to that. We had an amazing experience in Tampa, Florida for the Small Business Expo when we were traveling with Bill Walsh, Power Team International. We were at the Tampa Convention Center, and Ray had a booth with some of the biggest companies, AT&T, Dell, remember? T-Mobile had a truck. And there was a lot of entrepreneurs that had their tables and their booth and their whole promotional products and everything. And Ray had that tablecloth right there, and he had his 2 credibility banners, and he had all of his promotional products. How many people do you think came up? And Ray was, running around doing his thing. I was managing the table because we kind of look a little similar a little bit. And so how many people, let me kind of get a feel from how many people do you think came to Ray's booth? Let's throw a magical number. What's your number? Out of a whole convention. In Tampa for the Small Business Expo, how many people do you think came to his table because of the branding, the positioning, the colors, the expert title? Let's play a little number here. 50?
More than that. Like 25% of the room. 30%.
30% of the room, okay.
More than that.
Eric?
Go tell them.
80.
All
Okay.
of them.
We were competing with enterprise companies, and the enterprise managers came up to Ray, including the people that were representing the Small Business Expo, and said, this is exactly the type of branding that we need. Not only did his branding impress the local community, it impressed the founders or the people that ran the Small Business Expo. So talk about the power of branding. Ray took it to the next level. He didn't impress the locals, he impressed the people that run an entrepreneurial organization. So how powerful is that? It's very powerful.
And that's just an example, because it happens at every expo, right? Every time, and everyone who's speakers, they know, they come up to the table because it just attracts them. And that's the key that I want you to understand. Your goal is to have people be attracted to you. And they don't really even know why. Like, they just know that there's just something sexy and good about what they're seeing, and they're just pulled towards it. That is what you want your branding to work for you. But if you're not positioning it everywhere all the time, out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so one of the things that we have for the credibility banner is questions, specific questions that we ask for testimonials. I think it's 6 questions if you look there. These 6 questions, myself, Julian, and the AMP Productions team have been using for almost a decade. We've been using the same exact questions because what these questions do is they evoke a response from the person that you're interviewing to speak to the person you want to sell to. What I mean by that is let your customers and clients do the selling for you. And the way you do that is by asking them these specific questions. What do you like best about the product or service or person? What's the biggest benefit? What were your concerns prior to working with them, and how were they addressed? I know, for an example, when I do Tasha's testimonial, she had so many concerns before she came here. I mean, I got a list of text messages, like 20 concerns before she got here. And by 1:30 in the afternoon, she was saying, oh my God, I can't believe this is the best event. And that is the type of testimonial you need, because there's going to be other people that have similar or the same concerns that she has. And the only person that can answer them better or sell me better is my customers, not you. Because clearly you're going to say you're the best thing since sliced bread. You're the one selling it. So really focus on having your customers do the sales and marketing for you through the testimonials. But make sure you're in the video. Because if you're not in the video, it's not as powerful, it's not as engaging, because they're not connecting the language with the image that they're saying, wow, this is the person I want to work with. Does this make sense to everyone? So you want to pull up the social media signs?
Yes, but can
Sure.
let me add. Does anyone here know what BTS is in the social media world? Does anyone know what that means? BTS, when it comes to social, behind the scenes, okay. Do you guys know how powerful BTS is? To me, it's one of the most powerful pictures. Let me talk about King Raj for a second. When King Raj was speaking yesterday, and he did his presentation, right, and he did his that interaction with the exercise. Okay. King Raj, what did you tell me in the office last night?
I had no idea that you were even taking any pictures, even though I was doing it. But he said, I was thinking after I did my speech, I should have had someone take a picture of me with the audience doing it. And I'm like, shucks, I missed the boat on that. I dropped the ball. And then I asked Gary to send me pictures of something else, and he sent me a bunch of pictures. And not only was it one picture from this angle, but it was like pictures from every angle all around.
Every angle.
And you would have thought, me doing that exercise, I would have seen a guy going like this in the picture.
Yeah, but I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja.
And he got to see it on Facebook Live as well, because Gary Facebook Live it.
And his response to me was, Gary, wow, thank you so much. I didn't even know that you were taking these amazing stealthy behind the scenes ninja pictures. But if I was to show you, and later on I'm going to show you the pictures, and I shot this with an iPhone, guys. iPhone 8 Plus. To me, the pictures, and you can see it looks so powerful because you see the whole crowd, you see the whole room. So whenever you guys are speaking or you guys are in public, if you don't have a friend at that event, make a friend. I'm a dolphin. I make friends everywhere I go. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. My name is Gary. I'm a dolphin. Do you want to play?
Take pictures of me.
Yeah, hey, is it okay? And I say this all the time. Hey, is it okay if I take pictures of you, you take pictures of me, and then we can share the pictures? And people look at me like I'm crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I'm very interactive, and I know that it works because that moment is going to pass, just like Ray said. That moment's going to pass. So you need to be an advanced thinker. I got that from Bill Walsh. Shout out to Bill Walsh. He said, you need to be an advanced thinker. If you know you're going to be networking and speaking and you don't have any connections or any friends, you make a friend.
Yeah, absolutely. He's absolutely right, because you don't realize how much power is actually created in that moment. And I know Tasha was talking about if she knew what she could have done back then with photos for today when she was in the Olympics, she would have been taking so many more photos, posing like crazy, but back then in the moment she wasn't thinking about it. Our responsibility is to let you know every time you're going to go somewhere, realize this is an opportunity to capture that content and use it in your marketing, because people are watching, they are paying attention, and they are interested. And if you don't show them, they're going to look at somebody else. Okay? You want to go in, let's scroll down, let's go to social media marketing signs. And that's the other cool thing. You're going to have friends, family, happy clients that are going to be following you. So not only do you have the opportunity to get new people, but you get to connect with your fans. You get to create value for them. And it's funny, and I thank you for sharing that, Rachel, because I bump into people all the time. They're like, hey man, I watch your Facebook Live. I love what you're doing. This is great. Keep up the good work. I love what you're saying. And I'm like, wow, this is actually impacting people. And just because you don't hear it, trust me, you still are making a difference and you're making an impact. So really get out there and do that. We're going to talk about Facebook Live and interviews and vlogging in just a second, but now we're going to talk about social media marketing signs. You want to share about this?
Yeah. Okay. So does anyone here know what social media proof is? Does anybody know what that is? Social media proof. Okay. This is social media proof. If I was to bring now, let's say Don Moore or King Raj, and say, hey King Raj, is it okay if I take a picture with you and Rey Perez, but can you hold this sign? That right there is what we call social media proof. It's King Raj is proving to the social media world that, hey, I like this guy. You know, I'm a fan. I'm a brand ambassador. I'm part of his influential team. And that's what social media, and you want that because a lot of people you see, let's take a picture, Rey, without the sign. Ready? So put the sign away. Take a picture. That is not social media proof. Not at all. That's social media proof. And a lot of people, they don't take the time to think like that because at the end of the day, it's not a picture, it's marketing, it's branding. But most people think that, you know, no, I'll take a picture with Tony Robbins. No, what if Tony Robbins? But what if Tony Robbins was holding your sign? Hello, welcome to
Oprah exposure, right? Oprah effect.
The O effect.
And so here's the thing. The reason I came up with these a long time ago with Gary, he actually designed my very, very first social media sign, is because I needed something really simple but really powerful that I could do quickly. Because time is the number one thing that is our challenge, right? How do we create all this content in a short amount of time? Well, guess what? If you got a few people in the room, you take 5 or 6 pictures, guess what? You got almost a week of social media posts in like 2 minutes. It's really easy. And clearly, every single person knows what this symbol is. Every single person knows what the symbol is. You hear the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Well, this is the proof that it totally is, because people know what this is. And we do it double-sided on purpose, so that way you can have a variety. It's still only one side. It's super easy to carry. I put it in my suitcase. I put it in my briefcase like this, your book bag, whatever the case may be. And there can be personal social media signs, or there can be business social media signs, or you can have both. One for your company, one for your personal. But the point is, you always want your brand. You always want to carry these around with you, because I'm telling you, wherever you're at, take 3 or 4 pictures, that's social media marketing content.
And let me add to that, people don't buy products, people buy
People.
people, that's right. If I like you, I have no issues holding up your social media sign. And that's the truth.
And if you give them $5, they'll do it to you. No, just kidding. All right, so we got the credibility banner, we got the social media signs. What else we got? Scroll down. What's on that action plan? Oh, the business cards. We got some on that table, I think. David, could you help pass out some of these cards for everybody? I am pretty sure most of you guys have seen them. Every single one of you guys already has the designs. Some of you already have them printed. If you don't have them printed yet, once again, make sure you get with Cheryl on a break or message her on Trello and say, hey, I need to order my print bundle. We basically give you the banner, the 2 social media signs, double-sided, and I think 1,000 business cards for like $500. And that's including shipping, straight to your house, everything's done. And I tell people all the time, even if you have your own printer and you maybe can get it a little bit cheaper, like $75, $80 cheaper, it's not worth it because the quality and how we print it, you will see a difference. And you've already spent $4,000 or $5,000 to be here and create this. Why would you go cheap to save $80, $100 and not have the same impact on your business cards? Rounded corners, spot UV, the silk lamination, all of those tiny little details make a difference in the quality of who you are when you connect with people.
Do you want to play the business card drop test? You know how to play that game? Have you ever played that
Is
game?
that the Bill Walsh one?
No. So has anyone here ever played the drop test, the business card drop test? Has anyone ever here played that game?
No.
Okay. So who here has business cards? Check this out.
Only digital ones.
No one has actual physicals?
Yeah,
You have physical? Okay. So let me get watch this. All
I
right.
was gonna show them the difference of
Okay.
what his card is to mine.
So we're gonna play
He
the-
had an event and he had to rush order it because his hadn't come in yet.
So guys, look how exciting this is. Let me get your card ready. Watch this. Check this out. Now, I need one volunteer. Who would like to volunteer? Brandon?
Oh, yeah.
Brandon, come. Who?
Well, I guess he's coming. He's coming.
Come on.
All right, here we go. So this is called. All right. So we're gonna blindfold you. Okay, give me 1 second. Stay right there. Give it up for Brandon, ladies and gentlemen. All of you. Brandon, so this is called the business card drop test. So the way this works is, there's 2 business cards on the floor, one on the left, one on the right. And what you're going to do is you're going to pretend like an actor, like you're walking, and you are going to pick one up. And within 3 seconds, we need to know if you know what that person does. Ready? So walk, pick one up, and you have 3 seconds, and we'll give you a countdown.
Wait, I have to like give you a real answer, or like?
Oh yeah,
Like as if I'm new, like I don't know these business cards.
That's right. So just go ahead and pick one. You have 3 seconds to tell us what that person does. Go.
Alright.
Read it. Go ahead and read it.
I can read it?
Yeah, you can read it. The front and the back.
1,
2, 3. Drop it. Drop it. Pick the other one up. All right. 3 seconds. Read the front and the back. Go.
1,
2, 3. Drop it. All right. What does Eric do? What does Ray do?
Well, branding expert. I mean, that's from the words I saw. See, I saw this.
So that means, Eric, we're not trying to put you out there, but you failed the business card drop test. Guys, if no one can identify what you do in 3 seconds,
Increasing our visibility.
there you go. And that's something that I learned a long time ago. And it's like if someone seen that, yeah.
thank you.
Thank
And
you,
as a
Brandon.
prize, you get to keep both the business
Oh,
cards.
there you go.
Congratulations.
Have you guys ever played that game? Have you guys ever heard of that game?
Gary has a lot of games that none of us have ever played before, so you know.
And someone in marketing, I don't know who it is, but someone told me that, hey Gary, if someone picks up your car in 3 seconds, they don't know what you do, then your branding is off a little bit.
Yeah. So the business cards is the third print product that we can use. Sometimes people don't actually have their social media site. So guess what people can do when they take a picture? They can hold your what? Your business card. We've taken a lot of pictures where the person holds the business card out and just does a smile, and it gives you a similar effect. Not as good as the social media sign, but you can just have them hold your business card because your picture's on it, all your stuff is on it, and they take the picture, and now you got social media cards.
That's cool.
All right? The other thing is with the business card, if you're at events, if there's more than 1 or 2 people in front of you, you can't send everybody your digital business card. It's impossible, it's too much time, and it would be awkward. So if it's more than 2 people, you need to have your physical business cards with you, and you can pass those out. If you have a table at an event, if you're speaking somewhere, you need to be able to have your stack of business cards so people can just go up to it and get it from you. If it's one-on-one or 1 to 2, you'll always do your digital business card because we can get them moved to the next step of getting them on your calendar, building the rapport, the 360, all that. But when it's a lot of people, you need to always have a few of your physical business cards in your pocket or your purse. Does that make sense to everyone? And the reason the back of it says, let's get socially connected with this person, is because we want them to connect with you. We want them to build the research. We want them to build that rapport with you. We don't need them to go to your business website. Because if you just met them and you set up your business site, they feel you're trying to do what? Sell them. You want them to learn about your business socially. That's why we need the social media marketing content for them to actually go to any of your social medias and know who you are, know what you do, and build credibility so they're not going to cancel that meeting with you.
Right. And let me add to that. The other day we were on a yacht for the VIP branding experience. And check this out. I was shooting BTS behind the scenes on the yacht. Thank you for that fantastic experience. And our whole crew was working. And I was shooting and I don't think I had my shirt on. And on the back of our shirts, it's a little embroidery that says AMP, right? And I was taking a shot, I was like, wow, I don't have my shirt. So when they took a shot of me, because I was shooting BTS, and I didn't have that, just that little AMP, that little embroidery, I said, this image does not look like I'm part of a production team. It just looks like me on a yacht, just taking a picture of a friend. So this is why branding goes such a long way. A little 4-inch by 4-inch little embroidery on the back of a t-shirt can completely transform a picture. So it's just crazy how little things, Bill Walsh, big shout out to Bill Walsh, says, the little things are the big things. So this is what I love about Rey Perez and his branding, that he thinks about the little things that normal people in branding and marketing don't think about.
It's a really actually great example. And Tyler, if we could walk next to Oliver. Oh yes, go stand next to Oliver. Yeah. If you guys turn around and look at our team, well, first of all, let's give them a round of applause. Give the team.
Oh yeah, Las Vegas is in the house.
Most videographers always dress in all black. Now, they are dressed in black, but they have that little accent of that orange tie and that little logo. if we remove the tie, remove the logo, would there be a difference in how you perceive them?
Yeah, sure.
Do you perceive them as more professional or higher value with the tie and the logo or without? With. And it's just those tiny little details that completely changes your perception of someone. And that's why this is so important. And it's funny because before, Tyler, I was working with Julian years ago, and he used to hate wearing the tie. And I'm like, listen to me, bro. Trust me, it makes a difference when people see you. They're going to be more attracted to you. They're going to hold you at a different level because you look more professional. Now you see Julian, he's giving me competition. And these guys too. These guys are, it's so funny because you hang around people enough, they all start. Even Jay, I saw Jay earlier with a nice jacket. He's looking like, and that's the idea. Once you start elevating who you are, your brand starts to shift. And when something's not the same, you'll notice it the same way he noticed when he wasn't wearing it. He said, wait a second, I'm off brand. Something's missing here. And this will allow you to make sure if you're going anywhere, or anyone's creating something of collateral for you, they're creating some type of marketing, you're going to know what your brand is. And you're going to say, look, this is not in alignment with my brand. We need to adjust this. Because it will lower your quality and your level of perceived value for people. And you don't want to do that now that you know where you're at. Does this make sense, everyone? All right, so I think we're going to play a quick little video, a little promo video. So one of the other things that we talk about is doing interviews and doing vlogs, okay? So you don't have to always go Facebook Live, but if you choose to, you're going to get a lot more exposure. Because Facebook will promote you. It will actually tell people, haven't you guys ever got a notification? Hey, so-and-so is live. They are doing that for you when you go live. So I recommend, if you're going to shoot an interview, if you're going to do a video, do it live. Now, if you're concerned that you might have to do a second take, or then don't worry about it. You can still shoot it on your phone. You can edit it later. You can do a second take. But when you do an interview with someone, okay, you always want to edify them. Because if you edify the other person in reciprocation, it will also edify you. And then the last one is doing your vlogs. Giving some good, valuable piece of content, some type of information, something that, don't talk about, I was walking down the street and I saw this poodle there, because you've seen so many people do that, and actually loses credibility. Find something that's a good piece of topic and talk about it for 1 to 3 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. And I just wanted to make this quick Facebook Live and share this with you guys. And thanks so much for viewing. And if you'd like to connect with me on any of my other social medias, visit yourname360.com. That is called a call to action. Without that call to action, you're missing out on that credibility. Now, let me be clear. Call to actions could be salesy or they could be non-salesy. When you say, let's connect on all my other social medias, it's not salesy because it's just connection based. So that's the one call to action that you can pretty much use on everything, because no one's going to feel like you're trying to sell them anything. They're like, they want to connect with me on different social medias. That's cool. But you and I both know that when they land on any of your social medias, when they watch your video, when they see your content, they're going to be learning about who you are and what you do. All right?
Let me add to that life hack. Do not shoot videos like this.
Unless it's Snapchat or
Stories.
Or your stories.
If you're going to shoot videos, always shoot videos like this.
Yes. If you're going to record a video, please always shoot it. And it says it there, by the way. Where the credibility banner section, I explained to you how to hold your phone, what to tell the person before you start the interview, make sure they're smiling, and make sure they answer it in a full, complete sentence. So if I say, Gary, what do you like best about the brand in 2 days?
What I like best about
That's how you start. What I like best about the brand, because then it's saying the question within the answer, then your audience doesn't have to hear the question. Does this make sense, everyone?
And a few more life hacks. The audio is good, but I highly recommend that you guys invest in a $30 lavalier, because audio is very, very, very important.
It's actually more important than video. If people can see your crystal clear HD 8 3D quality, but they can't hear you, you lose them in 3 seconds. If it's staticky and it's blurry and you can't really see it, but you can crystal hear what they're saying, they'll listen to the entire thing. audio is more important than visual. Now, if you can get them both together, home run, right? But I'm telling you, audio is the most important thing. He has a lavalier, and you can get with Gary later because he'll be doing some coaching sessions. If you want to learn more about social media content creation, how to schedule your stuff, Gary's going to be going over that. He'll show you what lavaliers to buy, what little tripod mounts, all the gadgets that you can get for the different things that you want to do. Lastly, I just want to share with them how to schedule their social media.
Does anyone here know about?
Microphone.
Does anyone know here about social media scheduling software? Is anyone? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a few. Okay, so there's a few powerful softwares. One of them is called Hootsuite. There's another one that's called Sprout Social. There's a few of them out there. What's great about this is that what you do is you don't disrupt your life, right? You go about your day. Every day you try to create content every single day, but with the four premises that we talked about, which is using your social media sites, your credibility banners, the interviews, the vlogging. That's the meat, right? But then what happens is that now you need to schedule, right? And life gets in the way. So it's like, Gary, I took 4 videos, 6 pictures, 2 selfies, 4 time lapses. I'm exhausted. So what you do is you build content collectively, nice and slow. There's a saying that says if you focus on 1% a day, it adds up to 365% a year. So you go nice and slow. You don't overwhelm yourself. So for example, today, take as many pictures, take as many videos, and then you do it tomorrow, the next day, for 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, you log into this software and you take 2 hours of your time, and what you're doing is you're scheduling all of the content that you already created. So technically you're working in advance, right? You're an advanced worker. You're taking the content that took you 2 weeks to build, you're going into the system, you're scheduling it. You know, you need to give yourself 2 hours to do it. And the system is very easy. I'm gonna do a training, I'll teach you guys how to do it. And that's it. And then you do this every 2 weeks. You create content, you schedule it. It's done.
And that is step number 10, in case you guys were wondering. Hootsuite, it's step number 10. There's a little link, there's a training video, and like Gary said, he's gonna create a little bit of a course. So basically for 90 days, every 2 weeks, you can actually jump on with Gary on Zoom, and he will walk you through this entire process he just showed you. And he'll actually make sure that, hey, on the next 2 weeks, this is your job. Your job is to take some photos, use your social media sign, use your banner, use your business cards, do an interview, 1 or 2, and do a couple of vlogs. That's all you gotta do. Today alone, you probably can get an entire week, if not more, of content just from this afternoon. So don't think you have to do it every day. You could use 5 days within the 2 weeks. You could do it in 3 days out of the 2 weeks. You just have to end up with 15 different pieces of content mixed with what Gary just said. Photos, videos, interviews, vlogs. 15 total, and now you're scheduling for the next 15 days, and guess what you do 15 days after that? The same thing, and repeat the process. Does anybody have questions on that? It's not that difficult, it's pretty simple. Does anyone feel that they would like a little bit of help in this process and kind of accountability to go along? Does anybody? Okay, so come talk to Gary afterwards, because we're going to be doing that as a group, because we realize that some people need a little bit more assistance, and then some people just don't want to do it. So we will be offering a service later on in the future where we'll manage all your social media for you. You still got to take your photos, you still got to do your videos, but we'll manage the rest of it for you and get it out into the world. Do not worry about taking the same photo and posting it on all your social media. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to say, wait a second, Linda, I saw that Facebook on your Instagram. I can't believe that you put the same picture on both. It's never going to happen, guys. Ever. It's never going to happen. And if you post the same thing, the same photo multiple times, nobody's still going to say anything. And if this event happened last week, nobody's be like, Baron, I can't believe you posted that picture today. That event happened 2 weeks ago. It's never going to happen, guys. So don't ever let that stupid conversation go into your head. Take pictures, take video, load it up, schedule it, put it on every social media, move on.
And that's let me add to that. Everyone chooses what social media channel they want to be on anyways. So I'm on IG most of the time. So if Ray was to take the content and distribute it on Twitter, I'm not even on Twitter anyways. No shout out, no disrespect to Twitter. I'm just saying. I'm not on Twitter. That's not, you know. So I'm more. So it's like, You take your content, you put it on, and then you let your users, you let your fans, you let them dictate what social media channel they want to use. And your content's going to be there for them anyways.
So, yeah. So, go ahead.
What do you recommend mixing personal and
Great.
business?
So I have no problem putting personal on your social media because it still is personal. We definitely want to use everything we just showed you for the business. If that's not there, it's missing, you're missing the boat, right? For people who are like, oh, I only use social media for personal. That's okay, but that's your personal decision, and you are deciding to not let people know about who you are and what you do in your business, right? And that is a big detriment to you. But I put family photos, I put my church photos and my videos, and there's no problem sharing with that. Obviously, monitor, don't put, a bunch of, partying and, crazy wild stuff on your social media, which I don't think anybody would do anyway. So you would monitor of what you're putting there, but no one's ever going to get mad that you took pictures with your family at the picnic, or you have your grandmother's birthday, or you were at church this weekend. I prefer that you share that. I prefer you share about your family and your faith and what you do. I think that's actually great.
I still struggle with having a business Facebook page and a personal one. What's your...
That's a great question. And my philosophy, I did not create my fan page until I had 4,800 and something friends on my personal. Because I knew I was about to max out my personal, and then I knew I had enough base to start taking over to my fan page. Because if you have 2,000 friends on your personal, it's going to be really, really hard to build your fan page, and it's twice the work.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic question, by the way. That's an amazing question, and yes. I think the reason people have a hard time transitioning is because they don't feel that their branding or their personality is a business yet. So for them, they linger. Sometimes some people say, no, I'm not a business. I'm just a consultant. I don't see myself as a business. And I think that all has to do with the positioning of the branding and how the world sees you. Because I guarantee you that if I was to take a temperature of the room and I say, are you happy with your branding? Yes. Do you feel that you're qualified as a business? Do you feel that everything that Rey has done for you, it has hit that you qualify to have a Facebook business page? Then the answer is yes. Because if your friends and family take a picture of you and they add a little caption, you don't feel like a business, right? But when there's a whole branding behind you, then you do feel like a business, and I think that helps the transition. And I think that's why people are scared to you know what, I don't think I'm a business, because they don't look and feel like a business, or maybe they don't have that business structure.
Now this is obviously true, and none of you guys have that problem, because you guys all have a solid brand. But like I said before, one of the major things that I believe to just be easier for you is focus on maxing out your friends on your personal account first. How do you do that? Well, you connect with as many people as you can using your 360 site, every single where, which we're going to talk about the 360 site in a little bit. And if we can mute that, Cheryl, or whoever just joined us on Zoom, if you can mute yourselves, please. Thank you. You can leave the volume up, Charlie. Just they can mute themselves. So what I started doing, I had already had 3,200 friends, and by that time, I pretty much knew everybody. And then I started touring, I started meeting more people, and then I started accepting more friends, and then I started connecting with more people. And I started connecting with anyone that had more than 100 friends in common. And then anyone that had more than 50 friends in common. Because all of a sudden you're going to start to realize that this person knows this person, and all of a sudden it starts giving you credibility, because that person, oh yeah, I know Rey, he's awesome. And it just changes. The moment I did that, it changed everything. So start going, how it says suggested friends? Anyone who has more than 100 connections, add them, for sure. And then once you're done with more than 100, more than 80, more than 50. And start working your way backwards until, you get down. And eventually you're going to max out at 5,000. And I'm telling you, when you have 5,000 friends, your exposure changes. Your conversations change. Your likes start changing. Your engagement starts changing. Hey, I've seen you before. I can't tell you how many people I meet at an event. Hey, we're friends on Facebook. I had no clue. I I had no clue, but they already know them. And they know because your brand is a lot more noticeable than everybody else that's their friend. They remember you when they see you. Does that make sense? So that's my tip. Start maxing out all your friends. And once you max out, you create a little message that says, hey, thank you so much for the request. Unfortunately, I've maxed out my friends, but let's connect on my fan page so we can stay in communication. And then I give them a link to my fan page. So now I'm moving everybody over to my fan page. But I can only do that because I maxed out my friends. Because otherwise, how am I going to move you over? And you know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, like my fan page as well. And then you can start asking all your friends to like and support you on your fan page. Cool. Any other questions? All right, so we're going to play a little what we call sizzle video. And it's basically from the last day or 2 days. Can we get that ready there, Charlie? We're going to play a little video from the last day here from the Brandon 2 Days event. And we're going to be offering, and Julian's going to talk about it in a minute, what's called a little sizzle promotional launch video. With something new that we're creating, and it's to give you guys the opportunity to have a little marketing video that you can use to get your brand out into the world, to leverage this event. Hey, I'm here with global branding expert Rey Perez, and we're launching my new brand. I'm so excited, and we're going to have footage of you guys working. We'll put you on the big screen here, and we'll create a little 30-second promotional video so that you can use for all your social media. Because if there's anything I realized is the more content and the more video you have, the more powerful, the more eyeballs that people get with you. So if anybody's interested in having their own little launch promotional video, Julian will be talking about that later. You can get in touch with him. Charles, can we play this video? No?
Cheryl wants to log on.
Okay, so just close Zoom, log them off. Just close it. It's fine. How many of you would like to have a launch video? Yes, so that's pretty cool, right? So imagine having that on all your social medias. Hey, check this out, right? And the cool thing is you get to leverage this event. Because one of the number one things that I've always realized is you can leverage yourself without like promoting yourself. You say, I'm here with Rey Perez, global branding expert, at the Brandon 2 Days, launching my new brand. Thank you so much, I'm excited. But guess what, you're really talking about yourself. Even though you give the other person the credit, it all comes right back to you. That's why interviews are so powerful. Yesterday I did an interview with David and with Raj, and I'll do some of that with you. If you guys want to do a promotional launch video like this, talk to Julian or talk to me, and before the end of the day, we will actually create one of these for you for your social media. Sound good? Awesome. All right, so we are going to take a 5-minute bathroom break.